Chrissy, known online as Wootini, here with another one of my gay gamer video podcasts. As you might notice, I've changed up my facial hair again. Just experiments in quarantine facial hair. This is number 2. Before I was going for a soul patch, which was actually quite soothing to pull on. But I got a little bored with that, so I grew a full beard and then decided to shave that into very 70s sideburns and porn stash. Unfortunately, the sideburns are so gray that they might as well not even be there because you can barely see them. Can you see them? As for gaming, stuck at home, I continue to escape with Animal Crossing. And last weekend, I made the decision that I didn't really want to. I had been trying to let me make sure that I play it before noon so I can buy turnips from Daisy May. But then I was like, you know what? No. Because I had a week where I bought turnips and then my prices were just awful, and I got very lucky because on Saturday, Friday or Saturday, I found a friend who had a really crazy good price, 400 something, and I went to his island and I sold turnips. Then the game crashed, so I had to go back to his island and sell them again, because it didn't save after I sold my turnips, but whatever. It was just very stressful. And the thing about Animal Crossing is that it's not supposed to be stressful. Animal Crossing is supposed to be relaxing and soothing and wonderful. So I decided last weekend, you know what? I'm not going to rush to go find Daisy May before noon. I'm going to just skip turnips this week. And it was wonderful. No more anxiety over, oh god, I have to check the turnip prices. And then this week, I again was like, you know what? I'm good. Because my husband said, he's like, oh, I'd like to maybe play this Animal Crossing with you, because the last one he played was, well, he did play a little bit of City Folk because it was on the Wii, but he didn't like it because they didn't exchange letters and show them off. He liked sending rude letters to the villagers that they would then say, hey, Chris, did you see this letter that Frankie sent me? And I'd read it and I'd be like, oh my god. That was in the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube, and he loved that because that was fun for him. But he doesn't want to ruin my island, and he also was like, what is this stock market thing? It just sounds so complicated. And I'm like, it's Animal Crossing. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And I don't want to right now, so screw it. I want to relax. Also relaxing in a different way is I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins some more, and progressing through the storyline. And it was funny because I was on a main storyline quest for to kill the Scarab, and one of your main targets. And I have to admit, I fell for it. I didn't realize I was being betrayed. Spoiler alert, except this game is super old, so who cares? But it's funny because when I went to kill him, I started taking out all of the guards around outside first, and then I got to a point where I was like, ooh, I can assassinate him, and there's just that one guard over there. So I jumped down, killed him quick, and then went over to kill the other guard, hoping that no more were going to swarm in before I could, run out. And as I started to fight this guard, it went into a cutscene. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I keep forgetting, because in Odyssey, when you killed one of your targets, you had to kill them and then hold down the triangle button to confirm your kill. And so that meant if there were additional guards that were coming at you, you had to take them out, or leave and come back and confirm your kill secretly, if you could. Sometimes I would do that. Here, you don't have to confirm your kill. You just go straight into the cutscene, those kind of weird, cool, surreal cutscenes where the victim has an exchange of dialogue, and it's I like them. They're kind of cool. And then when we came out of that, I was like, okay, fight. But it wasn't. It was a cutscene to wrap up the story surrounding that part of the game. And I'm like, okay, if I had known that, I would have just gone straight for him and not had to worry about taking out the extra guards. But, I mean, hey, more experience is good. I've also been, I've discovered some tombs to raid, which contain treasure, which is fun. Not always super useful treasure. It's a lot of weapons that aren't as strong as what I've got, but I can sell them. And also, there are the tablets that you can use to get an experience level. And not a level, but you get like an experience, like you get that, I forget what they're called, the point, the achievement pointers, not achievement. Anyway, you get that point that you can use to buy additional skills. So just by touching a stone, you get that point that you would have to normally wait until you leveled up to get a point. So, that's fun. And it also made me curious because Ubisoft released the trailer for the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is the next game in the series, which is Vikings. Unfortunately, the trailer was just a cinematic trailer, and while it was very cool and visually impressive, and it was a great little mini-movie with a twist ending, it doesn't really tell you anything about what the game is going to be like to play. So then there was an additional trailer that came out like a little bit later that seemed to have some actual gameplay in it. Unfortunately, it had boats, which in Origins, I do want to just say, I was super irritated after that Scarab mission that was so exciting. Then suddenly I switched to the female character, and it was a boat sailing and ship combat mission. Thankfully it wasn't very long, because I freaking hate the ship combat. No one plays Assassin's Creed to sail ships. They want to lurk and pounce and assassinate. You can't do that in a boat. So that's not why I play Assassin's Creed. So obviously they're Vikings, they're going to have ships, so I have to just sort of accept that there's going to be ships, and hopefully it's not too much ship action, or I will probably skip that one. But that additional trailer that had the ship in it looked more like there was some gameplay in there, but it's hard to tell because it was Xbox Series X gameplay, and that whole bunch of trailers they released to say, look at how awesome the Xbox Series X is going to be. Some of that gameplay had like disclaimers on it saying this is what we expect it might look like once we finish the hardware and also the software. And I'm just like, what is the point of that? Like, because then if it doesn't live up to that, you're embarrassed, and you're never going to recover from that. And if it looks better, then it's like, why did you do it this way and then make us go, oh, that looks okay, I guess. Because that's the thing, is like the new systems are all about graphics, and it's all just like, look how amazing these games look. So it's like, yeah, you could play it on your Xbox One, but look how amazing it looks on the Xbox Series X. And I'm just like, because I think that these systems look just great, and I don't really think we need to upgrade our graphics right now, but that's just me. But I also don't think that I'm going to be getting an Xbox Series X because previously I have owned every single console. Eventually I will buy a console because there will be an exclusive game on that system that I need that system to play. So it can sometimes take a while. It can take a couple of years. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, now I'll get a PlayStation 4. But like, the thing is that my Xbox 360 and my Xbox One, the exclusive games that I wanted to play on those, they were Dance Central and the Kinect games. Those were the exclusives that I was like, yes, that's what I want to play. But now there's no more Kinect, so it's just an Xbox, and why is that better than the PlayStation? Because I kind of prefer the PlayStation. I just find the PlayStation easier to use and navigate and share videos and screenshots. Like, the PlayStation just has like an easier interface for all of that kind of thing as opposed to the Xbox. And also, if you're not going to have an exclusive that I want to play, I'm not going to buy your system, even when it's like super late and it's on sale. I mean, maybe Microsoft will come out with some game that looks so awesome that I'm like, okay, I've got to go and buy this expensive console just to play that game, but Probably not, because there probably won't be other games that I'm going to want to play. So it's kind of a waste of money. And I'm kind of now on the PlayStation train, because, like I said, it's easier. And I also wanted to say before I wrap this up, I did start a new game, sort of, because sometimes my husband is watching TV. So I will go in the bedroom and I'll like take my Switch in there and I'll play Animal Crossing or something. But then in the bedroom I have my Xbox 360 and my PS3 hooked up to that TV. So I was like, I've got some PlayStation Plus games that I've downloaded or could download, and I knew that one of them was a Yakuza game. So I said, you know what, let me go and check. And it turned out I didn't even need to download it. I had already downloaded it, which is good, because it would have taken a while probably. And it's Yakuza 5. So I decided, why not just start Yakuza 5? Unfortunately, that was easier said than done, because Yakuza basically starts with like a 20-odd minute cutscene. Like, there's literally no gameplay at all. You're watching a cutscene unfold. And I got very confused because it was like, there's this guy, and he's like this Yakuza leader, and he meets with this other guy, and then he leaves, and then he gets in a cab, and then he's like telling all this backstory and exposition in the cab, and then the cabbie throws him out, and I thought, okay, now I get to control him as he goes wandering back to his hotel. But no, you follow the cabbie, and when the cabbie goes back to the depot to turn in his cab, that's when you get to play the game as the cabbie, who, as I've discovered, is actually a character from the previous game. So it's like The Witcher, where it's like picking right up, and I was like, oh, because I thought they were like Assassin's Creed, where it was a different character and a different storyline for each game. So I was like, okay, we're coming in the middle again, so we'll see if I can follow what's happening. But storyline-wise, it was fine. I mean, I would appreciate it if he wasn't always like, I'm being mysterious and I don't want to talk about my past. I'm like, dude, talk about your past a little, because I could use a little backstory, please, thank you. But so far, it's been fine. My problem with it is that I haven't used my PlayStation 3 in quite some time, and that controller is borked. I know I've mentioned this before, like when I played SingStar, the day they shut down the servers, when I played like a little farewell SingStar, it kept flying through the menu, and I was like struggling to get it to land where I wanted it to land so I could sing that particular song. I've had some problems with that in Yakuza. For instance, there was a whole phone conversation where it just went and flew through the dialogue, and I was like, well, I hope nobody said anything important, because I didn't get any of that. And then I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next, and I looked at the prompt, and it said, oh, okay, I'm supposed to go to the drugstore and send some money to a children's orphanage. Fine. I go to the ATM. I can't navigate the buttons on the ATM. It's just... And it ended up activating a transfer. I was struggling to get it to go where I wanted it to go, and it suddenly was like, okay, you've just sent, like, 11,000 yen. And I was like, I was only supposed to send 10, but that's fine. Let's just move on. Then it was a night out with my boss, and it was this just non-stop cutscene with no chance to save. And it was like long cutscene, short fight scene, long cutscene, short fight scene. Then there was a long cutscene. Then there was a massive fight scene where my controller just flipped its shit and he was blocking automatically. I couldn't pick up things to use as weapons, and I couldn't get him to turn towards the enemies to fight them. He kept turning the other way so they could grab him and like beat the crap out of him. And I got really annoyed, and it was fine though, because I was perfectly fine like dying, because it meant I could shut the game off, because my husband wanted to take a nap, and I was like, I can't turn this off until I save, because I've gotten spoiled by the new generation of consoles where you can just put them to sleep and then wake them up and start your game right where you left off. So spoiled. So I was like, hopefully it auto-saved, and I don't have to go through all of those other cutscenes and mini fight scenes, because it was like half an hour or more before I could save my game. So I don't know how much Yakuza I'm actually going to play, because it's a lot of cutscenes with a little action. I'm hoping maybe later it gets more like the balance swaps and you have more to do and less cutscene, but maybe not. But also, if the controller's going to be like this, that's going to be a problem because I can't actually play the game if I'm not going to be able to do the fight scenes. that's going to be a problem. And maybe once things start opening up again, I can like go to GameStop and get like a used PS3 controller, because I looked online and like going to Amazon and stuff, it's like there's all these like cheap knockoff brand X PlayStation 3 controllers, and I'm just like, I don't know how good that's gonna be. And I don't know what's actually wrong with my controller, so I don't know how to fix it. I think I looked online and other people are having the same problem, and they're like, oh, you just have to open it up and like put a piece of tape here and then you're fine. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean, I might try it just for fun, because at this point, like, whatever, who cares? Although, I don't want to do it unless I have a working PlayStation controller, because then if I fuck it up, then I can't play my PlayStation 3 at all. Because I don't have an extra one. I never bought an additional controller. So, if you have any thoughts on, is there a brand X PlayStation 3 controller that's actually, like, not bad, that I can get from Amazon for $20? Let me know. If you have any tips on how to fix it that don't involve opening it up, that would also be helpful. Otherwise, I'll just see you back next episode. Bye!